What is going on, guys? This is Daniel, and today I'll be breaking down how NBA teams run the early offense set pistol. It's a basic play that has numerous options and variations, and it's very difficult to defend. So, let's get to it. Pistol is basically a three-man game early in the shot clock, so the point guard will dribble it up, a wing will set up a little higher than foul line extended, and the trailing big will be at the top of the key. The first option is a simple pass to the wing, and they look for a give and go, and here the Mavericks get a layup off of it. Instead of a pass, the wing can also screen for the point guard, and here that allows Raymond Felton to get a drive, and he nicely finishes inside. So the play will either start with the pass or the screen, but either way that typically doesn't result in an easy shot. So the secondary option is a screen the screener play, here from Markieff Morris, who gets a flare screen to the top for an open three. Notice here how the Suns will hedge the first screen as Meyers Leonard is a pick and pop threat. That only makes the flare screen action even more devastating, and Leonard gets wide open, though he's a bit hesitant to shoot. This time Chandler Parsons doesn't get an open three off the flare screen, but they nicely flow into a high pick and roll, and he drives and dishes. And here's another great option. This time Williams won't pass it to Matthews coming off the flare screen, instead receiving an inside ball screen from Dirk, who was the trailing big. And here the Timberwolves execute this same option for an open jumper. This time the Wizards will run this option, but the Heat play good defense and will force John Wall toward the sideline. No big deal, as Wall can drive baseline and kick out to Gary Neal, who drives and scores. The Hawks here will flow into this pick and roll and score thanks to a nice cut from Sefolosha. Same option, but this time Dragic and Bosch will run it a bit differently, as they'll work a give and go for the easy bucket. Now there are a few other basic options ingrained in Pistol, so let's talk about some of those. And here's one where Matthews won't set a screen or receive the pass, he'll simply sprint right into the flare screen and hit an open three. Now this is something that makes sense considering the personnel. Josh Smith will be on the wing here for the Clippers, but instead of coming off the flare screen, which wouldn't make sense, he'll roll to the basket after setting the screen, and it works well here. And this is a fantastic wrinkle. Here the Lakers will run pistol, and when the wing catches it, he usually would hand it off back to the point guard. But instead, here he receives an inside ball screen from the big man, and Jordan Clarkson hits an open jumper. This option is perfect for the Wizards, as they have John Wall who's the threat, but when they run this to Beal, the defense might not see it coming, it's quick, and here Beal hits a floater. Both of these spots are interchangeable for the Wizards, and here, how are you going to defend this? A Beal pick and roll with Wall spotting up, and he attacks a poor closeout for the score. So you can see how pistol is very common, so teams will try to mix things up and add different variations to the basic play to gain an advantage, so let's get to a few of those. Here's one the 76ers execute, as they'll use the flare screen as decoy, as they're actually setting up a screen back toward the ball for an open three. The Blazers run this same variation but with a twist. Meyers Leonard, instead of using the screen for an open three, he'll come screen the ball. And I actually like this option better, as the defender guarding Leonard wants to hedge, but he's being screened, so the hedge isn't going to be very good. This allows Lillard here to drive middle and finish inside. What the Mavericks do is they'll run basic pistol, and then if the first flare screen isn't open, they'll flow into another flare screen, a good secondary option. Here the second flare screen is for Devin Harris, and he gets an open three. Watch how they set this up, as while the first flare screen is happening, Chandler Parsons will sprint to the opposite corner. He is the outlet pass that's setting up the second flare screen, and here Felton gets a drive off of it. The Warriors do a few things, the first being when Shaun Livingston is in at point guard, they'll run pistol, and he'll receive the handoff for a quick post-up where he can take advantage of a smaller defender. Now I love this may be my favorite variation out of all of them. The Warriors will have Harrison Barnes bring it up and they'll put Curry on the wing. Barnes will initiate the play by this time passing it to the big man on top, and Curry will set a back screen for Barnes. If the defense sticks to Curry, Barnes will be open for a dunk. If they help on the back screen, Curry can pop out for an open 3. This play obviously works the best when you have the best shooter in the world, but regardless, it gets open shots. The one thing about this play is you can't really run it in early offense as you have to set up having the point guard on the wing, and the Grizzlies also run this to less success without Curry, but they still get Jeff Green a post up here and he gets a decent look. Well, there you have it guys. Pistol is one of the most run sets in the entire NBA, so I'm glad I got a chance to break it down for you guys. I just compiled clips while watching games so far this season, so I hope you learned a lot about Pistol, and thanks for watching, and see you next time.